Good day again, grade 11, and we are on our subject oral communication in context. And our topic for today is consultative speech style. It is kind of a speech style where there's an expert that you consult to, and there's a person who's consulting to that particular expert. Before we continue, let me just show a video to illustrate how this speech dynamic happens. And maybe you can learn a thing or two from this video for us to see how this particular communication way happens. So I would like you to watch it and, if possible, be sensitive on some of the details that may help you to see what a consultative speech style is. Again, please watch this video.
Hi, good morning. I'm Dr. Helen. I'll be your doctor today. May I know your name?
You can call me Emma.
Okay, Emma. Can you tell me why you're here today?
I have a terrible headache.
That seems really bad. So, can you tell me a bit more about this?
Yeah, it started about 3 days ago. It seems nothing has helped to relieve it. I had to lie down and I have not been able to go to work. Plus, the light is bothering me a lot, doctor.
Sorry. Unfortunately, I cannot dim the lights in this room, but don't worry, I'll try to go on quickly. Anything unusual happened maybe 3 days ago?
Nothing, actually.
Can you tell me anything that makes it better?
Well, nothing made it feel better. I took some of the paracetamol, but the headache is still there. I just try not to move too much.
If you had to rate the pain, for 0 being no pain and 10 being the worst pain, what would you like to score the pain?
I would say 7 to 8.
That sounds really bad. As for radiation, does the pain move elsewhere?
It's kind of all over. But I also got this shooting pain down my neck, and my neck is very stiff.
Oh, it's the entire head.
Yeah,
The pain started 3 days ago, and you said it is constant, yeah? It started gradually, but once it got there, it has not resided. It does not get any better, it does not get any worse, it's just the same. What do you think is going on?
I just could hardly think. It's so painful because it's so bad. I was afraid. My neighbor had a headache and he ignored it last year. And when he had a seizure, he was investigated and it turns out he had a brain tumor.
Hmm, I can understand your concern. How is it impacting your daily life?
I cannot go to work. I cannot do anything.
So, it sounds like it's really impacting your life. I would like to talk a little bit more about your medical history. All right, can you tell me your medical history? Have you had any medical conditions?
I was diagnosed with high blood pressure about 3 years ago. I've been addressing it with diet changes and monitoring yearly, and it's been well controlled. I haven't been on medications for that. Besides that, I don't have any medical problem.
I see. Did you have any surgical history or hospitalization? Do you have any drug allergies?
None of I known of.
What about family history? Do you have any medical history of headache?
Oh, my mom said she used to have migraines when she was in her 20s and 30s. I can't remember she said anything else. My sister, she is healthy. My dad, uh, he has high blood pressure. Otherwise, he is healthy. And that's about it.
I would like to ask you some social history questions. That would just be for our records. Do you smoke?
Yeah, I do.
How much do you smoke per day?
About half a pack a day, doctor.
What about alcohol consumption?
I don't drink.
Are you married?
Yeah, I'm married, but have no children.
Okay. Just some additional questions about your gynecology history. When was your last menstrual period?
I'm in menopause.
Okay. Going back to the familial history again. Apart from the headache, have you been nauseous?
Yeah, I've been nauseous. In fact, I threw up twice earlier because when I move, it makes me nauseous.
Nothing has been out of the ordinary over the past couple of weeks, yeah? Have you been on any trips or anything?
No, I don't go anywhere else past few weeks except my workplace.
Okay. Let me just summarize to make sure I've got everything straight. You started onset of a headache about 3 days ago, and it worsened with movement and light. It's 7 or 8 out of 10 pain score, and you're also complaining of a stiff neck with that. It's associated with nauseous as well. It came on gradually, also, it's been a constant pain. Apart from this, you have hypertension that is controlled with your diet. Your concern is that your neighbor had headache and seizure, but when he went for a check, he had brain tumor.
Yeah, I kinda worried that.
I understand your worry. We're pretty done over your history, and what I'd like you to do now is follow through to complete a physical examination and do some testing. All right?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, now, in if you will just observe what was happening in that conversation, you will see that the person who was consulting has had a bit of a worry, and the, that's the usual thing why we go to consultations. In our topic for today, it's about consultative speech. This is where we talk to people and consult. So it's something that we do on a regular basis. When I say regular, that means that from time to time. Although hindi naman siya palagi, daily, but we do it from time to time. So it's something that's regular. And sometimes we consult to parents, we consult to anyone who's higher or more knowledgeable than us. For our discussion, let's focus on this. And for our learning competencies, exhibit appropriate verbal and non-verbal behavior using given speech style, and communicate effectively using the various speech styles. Also, for the objectives, define the consultative speech style and exhibit appropriate verbal, nonverbal behaviors, which is needed much. Using the consultative speech style and communicate effectively using the consultative speech style. And for our essential question, what communication situations require a consultative speech? Communication situations that will require consultative a consultative speech style. Now again, it depends on the context by which a person is engaged into. So, as a review for our discussions, what kind of words do we use in an intimate casual speech style? Who do we converse with using intimate casual speech style? What factors do we need to consider before using the intimate casual speech style? And that we usually do in a discussion. But as we move on, a consultative speech style is the most operational style among the other styles. Why? Because you're talking to someone that you need because of a particular issue in your life or a need in your life, and used in semi formal situations in which a speaker needs to provide background information because the listener or addressee may not be able to understand without it. So, for example, if you're consulting to a doctor, he or she will need a background information. Coming back to the video we just watched, there was a point wherein the doctor was asking for background information because that will set the context of the discussion and the things that will be discussed on that particular consultation. Now, if I will ask you if you have had any experience of a consultation, baka oo, di ba? Or it may be as informal as consulting to your teacher. You have a paper that's upcoming, you need to know the details, and you're worried, and sometimes your teacher will ask, what are you worrying about? That is a background question to ask. Now, a consultative speech style will be used in ordinary or routine actions that lead to an outcome or result. In the video that we watched, the result was there needs to be added tests for the patient. Okay, that was the result. Next is used in business or other professional situations. That's something that we need. And then interruptions are allowed. You see how the doctor interrupts the talking patient or the responding patient. And sometimes the patient can respond to the doctor as well, like a teacher talking to a student. Titles are likely to be used when using this speech style, especially if this is a formal speech. And also, speaker chooses words with some care, but the flow of conversation is still instantaneous. Now, it's like also a meeting, kaya lang this is limited to person. Now, let's look at this example. The situation is a woman is consulting with a banking representative. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's start with the banking representative. It's very nice to meet you, Miss Cruz. My name is Jerome De Leon. How may I help you today? I would like to apply for a credit card, but I don't know where to start. Ah, I see, said the banking representative. I can certainly help. We offer many different kinds of credit cards to suit our clients' needs. Oh, really? What kinds of credit cards do you have? Here's a brochure with the types of credit cards we offer. When choosing a credit card, it's helpful to take into consideration your income, what you'll be using it for, and your payment plan. Hmm. Looking at the list, I think I would like to apply for your platinum credit card. Excellent, the banking representative said. Please fill out this form. Afterward, we need photocopies of two valid government IDs, a certificate of employment, and a photocopy for your latest income tax return. Thank you for trusting us with your banking needs, Mrs. Cruz. So you see, there's a reply to this discussion. Okay, so our time is up for now for the lecture, but for now, please do proceed to your Quipper. And I hope that as you finish this day, you will have the strength to finish all of your classes. But please do finish answering your paper so that it will be on time. Thanks again, and we will see each other in our classes. And please do your best also in your classes as well. Thank you.